Hey everyone! If you enjoyed this video, the full version is available on Patreon. I'll be uploading all my content there going forward. It's currently free, but in the future I'll add a small monthly fee to support the channel. Comment or message me what price feels fair for you. Let's make it comfortable for both sides.
Hey everyone! If you enjoyed this video, the full version is available on Patreon. I'll be uploading all my content there going forward. It's currently free, but in the future I'll add a small monthly fee to support the channel. Comment or message me what price feels fair for you. Let's make it comfortable for both sides. Patreon link in description.
Chapter 1. The weather is pretty bad today. Aoba raised her head and looked at the black clouds gathering in the sky. With a simple piece of code, the weather is changed, and the clouds instantly disappear. Countless people looked up curiously. Just a moment ago it was gloomy and dark, how did it turn into a bright sunny day? Meanwhile, Aoba, the instigator, was already on her way home. More than a decade ago, he traveled to this place and became an orphan. His sister, named Kyung, lived with him in the orphanage. I thought I would live in this world with Xiao Kyung as two ordinary siblings. Unexpectedly, he awakened a template. Minecraft Steve template. Yes, it's Steve, the character who embodies the childhood and youth of countless people. In my world, Steve, who has exploited a bug, can carry a golden apple weighing 142 quadrillion tons in survival mode. One punch could pierce through the earth. In creative mode, anything can be smashed with a single punch. You can smash iron, trees, diamonds, or even wipe out the entire infinitely large world with one punch. Create whatever you want, have whatever you want. You can also create modules. Load a module. Naruto mod, Sage of Six Paths Steve. One Punch Man mod, Saitama Steve. Marvel mod, OAA Steve. Deke mod, God Steve. Dragon Ball mod, Xeno Steve. Fantasy mod, Immortal Emperor Steve. Primordial Era mod, Pangu Steve. The Wild Final Boss has appeared mod, Steve Lufas. SCP Foundation mod, Origin Steve. Fulha mod, Azathoth Steve. There's no mod for Minecraft that doesn't have a name and a surname. However, Aoba is clearly not the Steve who is comparable to the creator god. But this Steve is also somewhat different. Soul mission, survival. Rewards, you will receive a random reward for each day you survive. No, as long as he survives, he will receive a reward. The system is treating him as a survival mode user. King Yi beamed with joy. Where do so many crises come from in this ordinary world? Even if you have to beg, you won't starve. On the first day, he received a piece of gold. The next day, he obtained a piece of soil. On the third day, he obtained a piece of tree. Host, Aoba. Survival days, 301. Equipment, diamond sword, diamond armor, diamond shoes, diamond hat. Commands, strength boost, speed boost, defense boost, weather change, anti-explosion, copy. Mod, none. As of now, Aoba has survived for 301 days since obtaining the system. So far, he has acquired a diamond sword, diamond armor, in short, a complete set of diamond gear, plus commands to enhance his physical body, such as strength, speed, and defense. Although these power-related commands don't seem to have much effect on him, after all, Steve's strength is already unparalleled. In addition, there are some other instructions. Explosion-proof command, /gamerula mob griefing false. Copy command, dupe all. Fall damage, toggles damage from falling from heights. And fly, to fly. Wait, wait, wait. There are also weather change instructions. The weather was just changed using this command. The fact that survival would grant commands greatly surprised Aoba. If he were given the command to change modes, wouldn't he be able to transform from Steve in survival mode into Steve in creative mode? Besides this, are there any other mods available? Invincible. This discovery made Aoba very happy. The main reason is that there are many commands here that people in the previous life never figured out. Maybe one day he will get a command and become invincible. Back home. This is an apartment building. Aoba bought it with the gold he received as a reward for surviving a certain number of days. Enter the kitchen. Using the instructions, King Yi prepared 3 dishes and a soup, all of which were delicious. This command is called Conjure Food, which can randomly conjure 3 dishes and a soup, with different variations every day. Although he had never seen it in his previous life, he figured it was probably made by some big shot who had nothing better to do. Many games have these kinds of bored big shots who like to make some bizarre things. Aoba should thank the big shot who gave the order, otherwise he wouldn't have been able to taste so much delicious food. Kyung, dinner's ready. King Yi brought out 3 dishes and a soup. Upon hearing Aoba's voice, a girl with incredibly fair skin and silver twin tails reaching her waist came down from upstairs, carrying a rabbit doll in her arms. This is his younger sister, Kyung, whom he grew up with. Sitting at the table, Kyung's big, watery eyes looked at King Yi. Ching, hello. Aoba felt somewhat helpless. He wondered if his sister, who had nothing to her name, would starve to death on the streets after leaving him. Oh no, no doubt about it, that's exactly it. Kyung, you need to learn to eat, wash, dress yourself, cough cough. Aoba wanted to give Sora some self-regenerating abilities. But Kyung's large eyes, which were almost brimming with tears, immediately broke him down. All right, this is the last time. Upon hearing him yield, a bright smile immediately appeared on Kyung's face, her small mouth slightly open, looking adorable as if she were waiting to be fed. She enjoyed seeing his helpless expression because of her. Chapter 2. Green. Want to play games tonight? The next morning, Aoba felt somewhat helpless. It's obvious that Kyung is a player who is both bad at the game and loves to play. Kyung, get up and get ready for class. He went out and prepared a bowl of porridge. Kyung then lazily got out of bed. Aoba and Sora are both junior high school students, and today is the day the class assignments will be announced. In fact, Aoba didn't want to go to class. He had long loathed classes, a feeling stemming from a past life trauma. But Kyung, that little girl, doesn't want to go to school if she doesn't want to go herself. Aoba's biggest goal in life now is to enable his little girl to support herself. How can she not go to school? Therefore, his schooling was entirely a matter of him accompanying his classmates. Ching, I don't want to go. I was exhausted last night, and I felt lazy. Today is the day we're assigned to classes. Don't you want to see if we'll be in the same class? One sentence was enough to rouse Kyung. When she was in the first year of junior high school, she was not in the same class as Aoba, which made her cry for a long time. If it weren't for Aoba's constant comforting words, she would have dropped out of school on the spot and become a shut-in again. The brother and sister arrived at Toyonosaki High School, where the class assignments for the second year had already been posted on the bulletin board. Both of them are very good looking, so they were already quite popular in their first year. As soon as they appeared, they attracted a lot of attention. Boys look at the sky, girls look at the green leaves. Is that Kyung? What an adorable girl! I heard she's a nobody. Is that her brother next to her? I feel like going up and striking up a conversation with him. Don't even think about it. It's said that Aoba and Sora aren't biological siblings. Class A. Class B. Class C. I watched it all the way through. Aoba was assigned to Class G, while Sora was in Class A. Seeing that Kyung was about to burst into tears, King Yi quickly comforted her. Next time you play games, you can play however you want. Good. Kyung immediately stopped crying, blinking her big eyes with an innocent look. Aoba's lips twitched slightly. Damn it, it seems she's turned the pure and adorable Sora into a little pervert. However, it was a bittersweet experience. The surrounding chatter erupted again, and yet another prominent figure had emerged at the school. English pair. Aoba remained calm and chose to send Sora to her class first. Ari didn't seem to see Aoba and Sora. She looked at the class assignments and found that she had been assigned to Class G. Class G. The girl's gaze wandered, eventually settling on a name. Green Leaves. He's in the same class as me. The girl seemed somewhat happy at that moment, but her face quickly turned red, and she bit her lip lightly. How could I be happy just because he's in the same class as me? Impossible. Humph. Yo, isn't this Ari? Aoba's voice rang out from the side, startling Ari. What are you doing? She felt as if she had no privacy in front of Aoba, that all her thoughts were seen through, and that she was all bark and no bite. I never expected that you would be in the same class as me. Aoba shook her head and said, the thought of seeing you every day makes me feel terrible. You. Ari was instantly enraged, shaking her head wildly, her twin tails slapping against Aoba's face. Who wants to be in the same class as you? What bad luck, I never thought I'd be assigned to the same class as you. Ugh. Aoba stretched out his hands and easily grabbed Ari's two twin tails, saying meaningfully, they're quite a pair of steering wheels. What steering wheel? Ari was taken aback by these words, but she quickly realized that they weren't a compliment. Her face flushed red as she grabbed her twin tails back from Aoba's hands. You pervert. Aoba touched his nose. Ari clearly didn't understand what that sentence meant, but she was very perceptive. As expected of the queen of the doujinshi world, Ari Kashiwagi is truly worthy of the title. Countless classmates were dumbfounded by what happened between the two. Aoba actually knows Ari. Oh my god! They seem to have a very close relationship. Ari glared fiercely at Aoba, inwardly fuming, who's close to him? Aoba-kun. Just then, a fragrant breeze wafted by, and chocolate ice cream came into view. A girl who was more mature than Ari appeared beside the two of them. The girl hooked her arm around King Yi's and said ambiguously, when will you come to my house again to give me some pointers? You fat woman, when did you become so intimate with King Yi? Let him go right now. Seeing the two so intimate, even Ari, who was usually so proud, couldn't hold back anymore. She grabbed Aoba's other arm and confronted Kashomajayaka Utah head-on. A woman should be curvy where she should be curvy, and slim where she should be slim, right? Tomboy. Kashomajayaka Utah truly lives up to her name. With just one sentence, she almost made Ari so angry she wanted to fly to the heavens. Seeing that the two women were about to fight, Aoba quickly stopped the farce. All right, everyone's watching. What are you doing? It was only then that Kashomajayaka Utah and Ari noticed the stunned expressions on the faces of their classmates. They didn't speak, but their meaning was clear. Chapter 3. My goodness, Kashomajayaka Utah and Ari are both hugging the same man's arm at the same time. It's so sour, it's so sour. Is Aoba really that charming? Ari was the first to fall into a disadvantageous position, while Kashomajayaka Utah, though her pretty face had a barely perceptible blush, did not let go of her grip. Looking at the two women's completely different attitudes, Aoba couldn't help but smile to herself. No wonder, although both women were losers in their previous lives, losing to that random female lead, one had an if storyline, while the other didn't. Humph, I'm going to class now. Ari flicked a strand of hair from her forehead and walked away angrily. Aoba-kun, when can you give me some pointers? Kashomajayaka Utah is still entwined with Green Leaves. Aoba felt somewhat helpless. To be honest, he really didn't know how to guide Kashomajayaka Utah. He was able to get to know Kashomajayaka Utah because of the light novel he wrote. That's right, this light novel is Aoba's legitimate way of making money. He can't keep making money by selling gold and diamonds forever. He doesn't have legitimate sources of income and is afraid of being targeted. It's not that he's afraid of himself, but he's afraid that something will happen to Kyung. However, even if it's serious, Aoba still uses commands to directly generate the novel. Yes, that's an instruction. It was probably created by some big shot to keep players from getting bored in the game world. Anyway, the system rewarded him as a survival bonus. If you don't even have to write it yourself, how are you going to teach Kashomajayaka Utah? Aoba fled as if he were running away. Kashomajayaka Utah watched his retreating figure and smiled softly. Aoba-kun. Although Aoba did not agree to Kashomajayaka Utah's request, he did agree to have lunch with her. She believed that with her charm, she could definitely uncover Aoba's secrets to writing novels. Thinking of Aoba's novels, which have almost become the supreme textbook in the light novel world, with some editors even stating that there is no one like him before and probably no one like him after, a hint of admiration flashed in her eyes. She already greatly admired Aoba even before she knew he was the author. Unfortunately, she was a third-year student, while Aoba was a second-year student. If I were in the same class as Eri and Aoba, I'd have the advantage of being close to him. Certainly. Kashomajayaka Utah was just a little disappointed. She felt no sense of crisis whatsoever when facing Eri, that arrogant golden retriever. Even with the advantage of proximity, given her arrogant and eccentric personality, it's impossible for her to be the first to get what she wants. Having finally taken a step forward, the young female senior was in a good mood and left the place humming a song. It's impossible to attend class. I'll never be able to attend classes in my entire life. Even if you are going to do manual labor, you can't attend classes. Aoba had already communicated with the principal's side. As a special individual, he could have easily skipped classes. Having no intention of attending class, Aoba went home and started playing video games. That's right, it's playing video games. The main problem is that he doesn't have much to do. He earns money entirely through instructions or survival rewards, such as light novels. It can be said that he himself has absolutely no knowledge of light novels. No one knows who could write such a top-notch light novel, which combines the strengths of all novelists and is almost perfect. Only Aoba knew. What light novel author? Just a Minecraft player who's too lazy to even lift a finger. While Aoba was engrossed in the game, the Multiverse Chat Group invites you to join. Do you agree? Whether? Just as various thoughts flashed through Aoba's mind, a virtual screen lit up in front of him, and out of habit, he pressed yes. Ding! Blocky guy, join the chat group. Kojaizaki Nobara, welcome, newcomer. A warm welcome. Shameless, newbie here, please help me out. These people in the group are always bullying me. Spider-Gwen, it's all because you're so shameless and cheeky. It's really hard for anyone not to bully you. Sister Ren, Gwen, although Chulan is indeed a bit cheeky, he is still a member of our group. It's better not to bully him too much in front of a newcomer. Kojaizaki Nobara, that makes sense / Moonlit Bird Walk JPG. Don't post those kinds of pictures. Kojaizaki Nobara, at Cubaman, newbie, are you in a relationship? It's said that making a wish on this picture is very effective, comparable to Cupid. Shameless, making wishes. I'll do that 10 years after I die. Kojaizaki Nobara, ha 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 ha. Looking at everything happening in the chat group, Aoba revealed a very interested smile. No more shameless characters like Spider-Gwen, Shinobu, or Kojaizaki Nobara. There were only 4 people in total, but Aoba knew them all. First, there's the character Jong Holan, from the novel One Person, One Lesson. She's a very shameless young woman who lives by the motto slacking off every day and living a muddled life. Then there's Nobara Kujizaki, from Jujutsu Kaisen. She should be considered a female protagonist. Satoru 2.5 is still fresh in my mind. The Shinobu Nichan in question refers to Shinobu Koko from Demon Slayer. Despite her young age, she is called Shinobu Nichan because of her gentle personality. Finally, we have the heavyweight, Spider-Gwen. Chapter 4. The two giants of American comics, Marvel and DC, with Gwen living in the Marvel Universe. The world's combat power is very high, but it has nothing to do with Gwen. Whether it's a legitimate Marvel Universe or not, Aoba doesn't know. It's possible that it's just a random appearance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or it could be a normal comic book universe. In short, it was a mix of surprises and delights. Blockman, thanks for the invitation. The game is at a crucial moment, so I'll play first and we can chat later. Without saying much, Aoba began to focus wholeheartedly on the final boss battle. This left everyone in the chat group with a lot of questions. Kujizaki Nobara. Shameless. Ninja Sister. Spider-Gwen. Don't be shameless, game? What game? Newbie, don't just leave a message and run away. Spider-Gwen, it seems that everyone who can join the chat group is special. That's right. I was bitten by a spider. Rose is a sorcerer. Shinobu is a member of the Demon Slayer Corps who kills demons. Jongholan is shameless enough to be a newbie who just escaped from the research institute. Could she be a research subject? Shameless, what do you mean by describing me like that? Jongholan was speechless. What do you know? Shamelessness is just my outward appearance. Unfortunately, no one paid him any attention. Everyone started discussing the blocky people. Spider-Gwen, do you think it's possible that this newcomer is actually a blocky person? Sister Ren, I don't think so. That would be too strange, unimaginable. Shameless, are you talking about those blocky characters? Screenshot.jpg. Jongholan somehow found a square-faced selfie and posted it online, leaving everyone speechless. Kujizaki Nobara, no offense intended, but this is just so ugly, and I doubt Gwen meant anything like blocky person. I'm a little unsure how to explain it. After all, the concept of a blocky person is indeed a very abstract one. Gwen had it in her mind, but she didn't know how to describe it. Finally, Aoba perfectly killed the boss without taking any damage. For gamers, passing a level is just the beginning, achieving a flawless run is the true graduation. Then he noticed what was happening in the chat group. Blocky man, hey? You've got it wrong. I'm not a blocky man, that's just my name. I'm a perfectly normal-looking human, selfie.jpg. Takuma Aoba is probably named that because he has the Steve template. After all, in my world, Steve is a pixelated block character. Kujizaki Nobara, I was startled. I thought it really looked like the photo Jongholan posted. Pat's chest, I didn't expect him to be so handsome. Spider-Gwen, he is, quite handsome. Blushes. Sister Ren, Gwen, why are you blushing? Could it be, that the newcomer is your type? Spider-Gwen, startled, don't talk nonsense, Ren. What do you mean by I like or I don't like types? Objectively speaking, the new guy is really handsome. Arguing. Kujizaki Nobara, then why are you blushing like a teapot? Spider-Gwen, ugh, let's not talk about this anymore. At Cube Man, newbie, what's your name? Introduce yourself so everyone can get to know each other. Cube Man, my name is Aoba. There's not much to introduce me. I'm just an ordinary high school student. Su Jiao, King Yi? I've never heard of that name. Just an ordinary high school student. Why do I feel like anyone who's even remotely associated with a high school student is anything but ordinary? Blocky man. Blocky man, who are you? King Yi was startled. There were only 4 members in the group, so how did Su Jiao suddenly appear? Su Jiao, oh dear, were you scared? Let me introduce myself. My name is Su Jiao. I'm currently the administrator of this chat group. I'm using the stealth function so you can't see me. An administrator suddenly appeared, and Aoba's head was spinning. Sister Ren, Chiao, why don't you turn off the invisibility function? Otherwise, people will easily mistake you for a ghost. Zhang Hulan, exactly. Didn't you see how scared the newcomers were? Su Jiao, hee, I definitely think there's no problem with what Sister Ren said, but as for you, Zhang Hulan, forget it. Kid, are you jealous of my administrator privileges? Zhang Hulan, what kind of nonsense are you spouting? Blocky man, admins have this kind of privilege? Can I even become one? Stealth function. It's a good product. Su Jiao, actually, I don't know how to become an administrator either. Shrugs. Su Jiao, maybe it's because I'm a time traveler that I was among the first to join the group and then became an administrator? Thinking. Blocky man, that's great. I'm also a time traveler, so could the administrator give me a spot? Aoba made no attempt to hide the fact that she was a time traveler. With his cheat codes at his disposal, he doesn't need to rely on deceiving others in chat groups to gain abilities, so he is very honest. However, his honesty startled Su Jiao. Su Jiao, it's so numb, fellow villager. Chapter 5. Blocky man, right? You must be from the same hometown. Su Jiao, fellow villager, do you know how miserable I am? Su Jiao seemed a little excited. When fellow villagers meet, they either shed tears of joy or stab each other in the back. It's obvious that Su Jiao is the former, her eyes are brimming with tears. She started complaining incessantly. Su Jiao, do you even know what kind of life I'm living now? Our group is full of weaklings. In the martial arts world, even if I had the ability, it would be useless if I got it all for free. I'm constantly looked down upon. Tears welling up. Su Jiao, pain, discomfort, I'm just a little calamus. Su Jiao, and I get mocked by the villainous supporting characters all the time. Su Jiao, damn it. Su Jiao seemed genuinely excited and had so much to say. After all, although we are all group members, there are differences between group members. Just as Shinobu Koko couldn't tell everyone about the pain of losing her parents and sister, Su Jiao couldn't tell her friends in the group about her pain of being a transmigrator who was just a nobody. Shameless, I'm a weakling, I can't provide you with any abilities, I'm really sorry. Ninja sister, the martial arts world, we really can't offer any help. They were attacked for no reason, and the group members felt as if a crow had flown through their world. Gat, followed by a string of ellipses. However, no one was angry. After all, that was the truth. Su Jiao often used her knowledge to help them solve problems, but they couldn't help Su Jiao. Even if they could, it was only in minor details. Blocky man, stop talking, you need to empathize, it's pathetic. Shakes head. Aoba clicked his tongue. He glanced around the group chat. No Bailien, Koko Shinobu, Kujaizaki Nobara, or Gwen. As for the strength of these 4 people, well, judging from their appearance, they haven't fully developed yet. After thinking about it, the strongest one is actually Gwen. That would be decent in a low-level martial arts world, but in a normal martial arts world, he would be completely inadequate. It's disheartening to think about a time traveler who has an empty chat group but can't really use their abilities. If Aoba hadn't awakened the Steve template and obtained gold back then, he wouldn't have been able to establish himself in this world at all. But she's not doing too badly, at least she joined the Multiverse Chat Group, so her future is promising. If it were another transmigrator without any cheat codes. After thinking for a moment, King Yi sent her a diamond sword. He has the code instructions to copy, so he can give away as many diamond sets as he wants, however many he wants. Ding! King Yi has sent a red envelope. Blocky man, it's just a small token of my appreciation, please accept it. Su Jiao. Su Jiao was initially incredibly excited. Could it be that her fellow transmigrator from her hometown was some kind of powerful figure, a big shot? Su Jiao has received your red envelope. However, after seeing what was inside the red envelope, Su Jiao sighed. A sword made of diamonds. The diamond sword is beautiful, sparkling with light. This is bigger than a pigeon egg. But what's the use of diamonds? Even a diamond sword is useless. In the world of martial arts, diamonds are no longer considered a hard substance. Once you embark on the path of martial arts, you can easily shatter diamonds. Oh well, it's still a token of my appreciation from a fellow villager. Su Jiao, thank you. Su Jiao, fellow villager, what world did you travel to? Cube man, it's just an ordinary everyday world, I guess. I haven't seen any superpowers or anomalies, except that I have a little sister named Sora. Su Jiao. Su Jiao, I'm so envious. Kaiyang Mei. What an enviable life. Those who have no sister hate that Kaiyang is not their sister, those who have a sister hate that their sister is not Kaiyang. Although it's very cringeworthy and has a strong anime vibe, seeing it gives people a feeling that's hard to look back on. But this also shows how cute and lovable Kaiyang Mei is, and how much girls like her too. Su Jiao, wow, I'm so envious. Why am I in this world? You're living a good life in the everyday world, but I'm always being called a loser in the martial arts world. Crying. Cube man, it's not as good as I imagined. Sora is too clingy, she wants to be with me every second, it's a bit awkward. If I hadn't been slowly adjusting her mindset, she would still be clinging to me like a koala, and I wouldn't be able to go to school at all. Modestly. Su Jiao. What is that? Sticky to the sky? It feels awkward. Hanging on your body like a koala. Dude, are you sure you're not in Versailles? Su Jiao, stop being so ordinary, or I'll really cry in front of you. We're both transmigrators, so why are our lives so different? Block man, there really is no Versailles. Su Jiao, damn it, I don't believe it. Don't be shameless, how did Brother King Yi become Versailles? I'm the first to disagree. Although I don't have a sister, the thought of her always clinging to me gives me a headache and affects my life. Kojaizaki Nobara, +1, it was okay when I was a kid, but I don't like kids anymore now that I'm older. Ninja sister, oh? I do have a younger sister, and I wish she could always be clinging to me. Chapter 6. Su Jiao, at shameless, you don't know anything. Do you even know the value of Kaiyang? Don't be shameless, what do you think I don't understand? What's so valuable about it? It's just a younger sister, isn't it? Looking at Zhang Holan's nonchalant tone, Aoba knew that she had to stand up for her anime/manga sister. You really don't know how valuable Kaiyang is. Cube man, it really doesn't have much value, it's just so-so. Photo. Shameless. Ninja sister. Kojaizaki Nobara, if that's the case, then I can understand why Chiao said Aoba was in Versailles. Being clung to by a younger sister like that must be incredibly blissful. Spider-Gwen, so cute. In the picture, Sora is wearing classic cute pajamas and sleeping while hugging a white rabbit doll. Her long silver hair is loose, and she is incredibly cute. Shameless, hat, even if it's this kind of sister, so what? Zhang Holan really wanted to say, so what? His whole body is soft, except for his mouth. But when the moment actually came to say it, I couldn't say it. It's really hard to express things that go against your true feelings. Su Jiao Jiao, hat, what do you want to say? Say it. Say it. Sneers. Let's see if you can say it. All right, I know. It was my fault, I was talking nonsense, okay. Su Jiao Jiao, humph, this is not bad. Blocky man, oh, it's not that good. After all, she's just a little sister. The people of Versailles should be hung from the top of the streetlights. Thus, the members of the Multiverse Chat Group reached a consensus. Around noon, Aoba arrived at the rooftop and met up with Kashomajayaka Utah. Fortunately, Kyung has an activity at noon. Otherwise, given Kyung's personality, she would definitely stick with him. The young female senior was leaning lazily on the bench, her small leather shoes half off, revealing her ankles. You could vaguely see the smooth arc of her arches. Under the sunlight, the black of her feet shone with an oily sheen, and the chocolate ice cream still looked tempting. Upon noticing Aoba's arrival, Kashomajayaka Utah did not put away her languid demeanor. Instead, I became more relaxed. He rested his right hand on his cheek, gazing at Aoba as if she were his lover. Aoba said nonchalantly, "Senior, don't you think you look like a wife waiting for her husband to come home? This is already quite obvious flirting. If this were Japan from a long time ago, they would probably be arrested on the spot for hooliganism. But Kashomajayaka Utah always finds opportunities to tease him. Now that the opportunity has been found, it's hard not to retaliate. Yet, Kashomajayaka Utah blushed slightly. After all, no matter what, she was still a young woman of marriageable age. She's never even had a boyfriend. No matter how mature they usually appear. It would be a lie to say I wasn't embarrassed to be teased like that so suddenly. But since she's a senior student, she adjusted almost instantly. If it's Aoba-kun, then yes, that's fine. Aoba shook her head, as expected of my senior. Same to you, Aoba-kun. Kashomajayaka Utah smiled happily. She brought lunch for us at noon, it seemed to be a homemade bento box. She seemed to have anticipated that Aoba would agree to her request. Therefore, the bento boxes I bring are all for 2 people. Aoba doesn't actually like bento boxes. It's not because of the taste. It's because most of the lunch boxes are prepared in the morning and brought to school. No matter how good the food tastes, how delicious can it be when it's cold? However, after seeing Kashomajayaka Utah's expectant eyes, Aoba praised, delicious. He's not some idiot with zero emotional intelligence. Some main characters like to play dumb, claiming they don't know how to face the situation or why. Now that you've traveled through time, why not live a carefree and enjoyable life? Besides, it was just cold, the taste was actually still okay. This was probably made by the senior student herself. Otherwise, that heart-shaped fried egg, could it be that her mother knew her daughter was going to share it with her male classmates and made it herself? Kashomajayaka Utah did not speak. But it was clear that he greatly appreciated Aoba's praise. She just watched Aoba eat. There really is that sense of a wife looking at her husband in that expression. She probably didn't even realize it herself. Senior, isn't it a bit wasteful to use up the rest? Aoba looked at Kashomajayaka Utah's lunchbox, which was still more than half full. It's common knowledge that girls have small appetites. It's not that there aren't girls who don't eat much in order to leave a good impression on boys. But Kashomajayaka Utah clearly has such a small appetite. And they weren't full. If this were Minecraft, where the maximum satiety level is 10 bars, then his current satiety level is probably only 5 bars. If you don't mind, you can eat it too. Kashomajayaka Utah hadn't even finished speaking. Then they saw Aoba already enjoying his meal. Looking at the chopsticks in Aoba's hand. Why isn't Aoba-kun using his own chopsticks? Kashomajayaka Utah had a barely perceptible blush on her cheeks, feeling like she was losing the battle with her junior, Aoba. Finish the rest of the food. Aoba's satiety level has reached 7 bars, which is finally a bit better. Now that we've eaten and drunk our fill, Junior Aoba, let's discuss something serious. Chapter 7. Aoba said in a strange tone, were we all being indecent just now? Shiu-senpai, your thinking is very unhealthy. How can we not do proper things in such an open and above-board place? Kashuma Jayaka Utah blushed deeply. He rolled his eyes at Aoba, Junior Aoba, I wonder whose thoughts are unhealthy. But if you don't like doing things in such an open and above-board place, you can come to my house. Her counterattack came. If the other person is Junior Aoba, then doing something inappropriate is also acceptable. Aoba felt her ankles were slippery. It looks like chocolate ice cream. Wow, you're awesome. I cannot simply admit defeat. Why did you steal my ice cream? I haven't even had much of it myself. Don't you know the heat from your hands will melt it? Kashuma Jayaka Utah's fair face flushed red at a visible speed. She bit her red lips, glared at Aoba, and gritted her teeth, saying, I didn't expect Aoba-senpai to be so bad. Well enough. Aoba wasn't going to let go either. You delivered yourself to my door. It's precisely because it melts that you should eat it quickly. So, can we talk about serious matters now? Kashuma Jayaka Utah said through gritted teeth. What important matter is it? Green leaves are lost in confusion. Stop pretending to be stupid, Junior Aoba. Kashuma Jayaka Utah spoke slowly. Sigh, didn't I already say there's no way to discuss this? Aoba stopped pretending and said with some helplessness. He doesn't write novels himself, so he can't explain it clearly. How can I discuss how to write light novels with Kashuma Jayaka Utah, who will later become a best-selling light novel author? Wouldn't that be exposed in no time? I don't believe you, Aoba-kun. Don't try to fool me. Kashuma Jayaka Utah clearly didn't believe it. After all, the light novel published by Aoba is just too perfect. It's simply the most perfect light novel in the romance genre. Anyone who enjoys reading romance light novels. No reader could refuse it. That's what Kashuma Jayaka Utah said. No matter who refutes it, it's useless. If you don't like it, then you simply don't like reading romance light novels. Don't try to argue. Indeed, she has completely come to regard the light novel that Aoba created using commands as a god. God will not allow himself to be slandered. There was no perfunctory attitude at all. Aoba didn't know what to say. While fiddling with the chocolate ice cream in his hand, he had to give the other person some explanation. Magic. Yes, that's right, it's magic. A magic book, do you understand what that means? I conjured it up randomly. Aoba's words made Kashuma Jayaka Utah feel like he was treating her like a fool. How could magic possibly exist in this world? Kashuma Jayaka Utah looked a little angry. Her anger wasn't because Aoba wouldn't discuss light novels with her. Instead, she was angry that the other party had treated her like a fool. They even mentioned magic. If you don't want to say, then don't say, but you actually called it magic. She snatched the chocolate ice cream away. She still wanted more ice cream? Aoba noticed that Kashuma Jayaka Utah was angry. The fact that he could make his senior sister angry shows that he is indeed quite skilled. I just wanted one more bite of ice cream, senior, you don't mind, do you? Aoba's eyes darted around, and he grinned shamelessly. Kashuma Jayaka Utah blushed deeply again. What's the meaning? Did you lie just to get another bite of ice cream? Is this ice cream really that delicious? Chocolate flavor, she likes it quite a bit. Regardless, her anger subsided somewhat. After all, this is not much different from lying because you like me and want to spend more time with me. In that case, let's discuss it again next time. Kashuma Jayaka Utah glanced at the time, it was time for class. See you next time, Aoba senpai. Looking at her senior's youthful and beautiful back, Aoba knew that the other person didn't believe in magic at all. Next time, how are we going to handle this? Are we really going to perform a special move for her right here and now? It's not that it's impossible. Aoba stroked his chin, deep in thought. Why do the protagonists in those novels hide their abilities? There are simply two reasons. The first reason is insufficient strength. Therefore, they dare not expose themselves. Aoba didn't care about that. With his strength, he could destroy this earth with his fists in a minute. Who could stop him? At worst, one could change the weather and make it rain for 49 years straight, enough to flood the earth. So that's the second reason, not wanting others to affect one's life. Aoba did it for Sora, which is the second reason. However, if it's Shiwa senpai, she probably won't tell anyone. Aoba's eyes darted around. Kazuma Jayaka Utah had no idea that she was about to be taken by Aoba to a world she had never experienced before. Oh no, perhaps she came into contact with it herself first. It was time for class again, so Aoba returned home and opened the Multiverse Chat Group. Chapter 8. Ding! Your Majesty, you have joined the chat group. This is a previous chat log. Aoba was somewhat surprised. Did I expect that other group members would join so quickly after me? Turn it over again. Oh, it seems that they originally joined in pairs. His batch was a bit late, so they were separated. Don't be shameless, I thought the chat group mechanism had changed, so only one person joined. I didn't expect a new member to join so soon. Su Jiao, whether it's changed or not, we don't even know if adding 2 people at a time is part of the mechanism. What if it's just random? What's the big deal? Spider Gwen, at Su Jiao, do you know who this newcomer is? Su Jiao, it's a bit hard to guess. I know too many queens, such as Wu Zetian, Catherine, the list goes on and on. There's not a single clue. I can't guess. Su Jiao, at Cubaman, King Yi, you are all time travelers, let's brainstorm. Block Man, instead of thinking about this and that here, why don't you ask the newbies? Blocky Man, at Your Majesty, I'm a newbie, are you there? Let me introduce myself. Her Majesty the Queen. Her Majesty the Queen, what is this? Is it a new method used by the giants? Blocky Man, Giant, I have some ideas in mind. What about you? Su Jiao, what a coincidence, I'm pregnant too. Blocky Man, shall we talk together? Su Jiao, let's say it together. Historia. Krista. Historia, X2. Her Majesty the Queen, how do you know my name? Krista, who was wiping the cannon barrels on the city wall, was startled. It's not because of Krista. Although she may seem naive and innocent, it doesn't mean she's stupid. Since it can appear in my mind. Knowing her name is nothing special. Mainly because Historia. This is the name she has kept hidden for who knows how long, a name that should have been slowly forgotten with the passage of time. Should we run away? Krista's face darkened. Full name, Historia Race. Race, the surname of the royal family within the walls. She is a princess with true royal blood from within the walls. Although she was born out of wedlock, she still carried royal blood. Many royal soldiers were trying to capture her when she was on the run, which is why she changed her name and took the name Krista. Her colleagues noticed what was happening and wanted to come over and comfort her. Krista, what's wrong? Are you feeling unwell? Do you want to go and rest for a bit? Seeing this, Krista quickly adjusted his expression. She forced a smile and said, I'm fine, everyone. Thank you for your concern. I'm all right. Let's forget about running away. Judging from the current situation, most people probably don't know about this. That means there's still room for maneuver. Cube Man, don't be nervous. You're a time traveler, you've seen all sorts of two-dimensional characters before, we all know you. Su Jiao, you stole all my words. Block Man, retracted a message. Blocky Man, then you tell me. Su Jiao. Su Jiao, cough 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 cough, never mind, I'll just add one, as long as Krista can see it, it's fine. Her Majesty the Queen, transmigrators, Multiverse Chat Group, what exactly is this? Su Jiao, let me explain. She briefly explained what a chat group is. Use the historical context and the elements Krista could relate to explain it. That would make it easier for Krista to understand. In addition, there are some chat group functions. King Yi pricked up her ears to listen. Goodness! So many things I don't know? Live streams, quests, altered world storylines. Let's leave those aside for now. Why wasn't I told him about such important things as points in the group store? To put it simply, this thing is the currency used in chat groups. It can be used to strengthen oneself, or to purchase skills and moves in the group shop. The group store updates based on the world of each group member. There will be nothing outside the world of the group members. Her Majesty the Queen, my God, this thing, is truly amazing. Are multidimensional chat groups amazing? Of course it's amazing. As long as you accumulate enough points, you can do whatever you want. What swordsmanship? It's all just fancy stuff. You can upgrade it to max level in no time using points. Krista saw many skills in the group shop. It dazzled her. With these skills, doesn't that mean she can fight giants hand to hand? Cube Man, speaking of which, I have a question. Why didn't anyone tell me about so many important things? I only found out by tagging along with Krista. Am I not a newbie now? Su Jiao, ahem. I forgot. Awkward. Su Jiao, it's not like we're meeting fellow villagers, we're just too excited and have completely forgotten about this. Chapter 9. Don't be shameless, who told you, King Yi, to show off your sister? You're such a seasoned pro in the chat group, you don't act like a newbie at all. You didn't even remember that we had to explain these things to you. If it weren't for the newbie, Krista joining the group, we would have completely forgotten that you're a newbie. Kojaizaki Nobara, it's rare for you to agree with me like this. Nods. Blocky Man, so, it's my fault after all. Su Jiao, yes, that's right, there's no mistake. Seriously. Blocky Man, shrugs. Block Man, alright, you guys are the veterans, whatever you say is right. Sigh, newbies have no rights. Krista, let's stick together and keep warm. Her Majesty the Queen, I think everyone is still doing very well. It seems to be to avoid any misunderstanding. Krista quickly added. Her Majesty the Queen, of course, Mr. Blocky is also very good. Blocky Man, hiss, this friend card is weird, but I accept it. Her Majesty the Queen, hee. Her Majesty the Queen, since you two know my background, does that mean you can predict the future? Su Jiao, you can't say for sure. After all, you've joined the Multiverse Chat Group. You know about the butterfly effect, right? It's normal if the future plot doesn't go as planned. Block Man, the main thing is to know what timeline you are on now, otherwise we won't know what you will experience in the future. A mixed doubles match left Krista somewhat dazed. What butterfly effect, what timeline? But they quickly realized what was happening. Her Majesty, I have just graduated from the 104th Training Corps and am currently working on the city walls, wiping down the gun emplacements. Su Jiao, wow, this timeline is quite ingenious. Block Man, be careful, the colossal titan will be attacking the wall again soon. Her Majesty the Queen, what? This news is undoubtedly a major development. This startled Krista, who cried out in surprise, and this time it immediately drew Emer's attention. Krista, what happened? Krista dared not tell anyone about this, including Emer. There are 3 walls inside Paradise Island. The first time it was invaded by a colossal giant, the first wall was lost immediately. This resulted in the loss of 1/3 of human territory. The rescued humans, because the walls simply couldn't provide enough food for so many people, were forcibly sent out as expendable resources to be eaten by the Titans. It was euphemistically called the battle to retake the wall. But with so many elderly, weak, sick, and disabled people, it was clearly a suicide squad. Countless people died that time. Now, if the colossal Titan were to make a comeback, another wall was blasted apart, the final result was unimaginable. Her Majesty the Queen, this, we absolutely cannot allow the colossal Titan to smash through the walls again. Her Majesty the Queen, humanity has already lost 1/3 of its territory. What if it loses another 1/3? To be honest, I'm a bit confused. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Where are you all? Spider Gwen, +1. Kujizaki Nobara, +1. Blocky Man, we definitely can't explain it clearly in one go, let's just wait and see. Su Chiao, I support it. Su Chiao promptly selected excerpts from the subsequent plot and posted them in the Multiverse Chat Group. The group members have gone to watch the plot from the shadows. Krista, on the other hand, was still in a daze. Your Majesty, Your Excellency, what should I do now? Her Majesty, should we go and tell the Survey Corps immediately? Su Chiao, don't rush. There's a high chance no one will believe you if you tell them. The only person who might believe you is Commander Irwin of the Survey Corps, but you can't even meet him. Cube Man, that's right, but you can find Aaron first and remind him that this kid will be very useful in the future. As for what happens next, we can't do anything about it unless you are strong enough to easily handle the colossal Titan. Her Majesty the Queen, this. If she were strong enough to easily manipulate colossal giants. When arrested by the military police, is it necessary to escape? Her Majesty, but why Alan? Cube Man, the plot that Su Chiao gave us probably didn't get to that part. Didn't you notice that the colossal Titans and the like seem to have intelligence? They do things with a strong sense of purpose, which is completely different from the ordinary filth Titans. Block Man, to put it bluntly, these Titans are completely transformed from humans. The so-called Titan conflict is just humans outside the walls trying to get rid of you. Aaron is the successor of one of the intelligent Titans. Aoba rattled off a long speech. However, this long passage is quite lengthy. But the amount of information contained within was explosive for Krista. That's absolutely amazing. Giants are actually humans who transformed. There's also the concept of intelligent giants. Oh my god! Her Majesty the Queen, Alan was in cahoots with them. Blocky Man, you've misunderstood. Aaron is just an intelligent Titan, he's not with them. Otherwise, why would I send you to find Aaron? Would I let you walk right into my trap? Her Majesty the Queen, blushing, I'm sorry, I was too hasty and misunderstood. Chapter 10. Her Majesty the Queen, if that's the case, then who transformed into the colossal Titan? Block Man, Berthold, you know him. Her Majesty the Queen. This was another huge shock. Berthold, of course Krista knew. Although Beckham was practically invisible in their training group. But the gentle Krista remembered everyone. This guy is her classmate. The colossal Titan that destroyed humanity's first wall was right next to her. Just thinking about it is incredibly terrifying. Her Majesty the Queen, oh my god. I never imagined that Beckham would be that kind of person. Su Chiao, there's something even more unexpected. After the colossal Titan, is there another Titan that appears? That thing is called the Armored Titan, which Reiner transformed into. Her Majesty the Queen, what? Krista suffered 4 heavy blows. She wasn't very familiar with Berthold, so she could barely accept it. Reiner is different. In the training corps, Reiner has always been portrayed as a good older brother figure, and almost no one dislikes him. Moreover, even if Krista is incredibly dense, she can sense that Reiner seems to like her. Now tell her that Reiner was one of the culprits who destroyed the gate that day. Her Majesty, I need to calm down, let me calm down. Kojaizaki Nobara, how pitiful. If I were suddenly told that my colleague was the murderer who killed countless people, I wouldn't be able to bear it either. Don't be shameless, these 2 guys are practically spies, arrest them and sentence them. Shinobu, what a terrifying worldview. Those giants are even more disgusting than demons. At least demons eat people to fill their stomachs and become stronger, but giants don't have digestive organs, so they'd vomit up the humans they ate. Su Chiao, there's no need. The Multiverse Chat Group has the power to change the world. As long as you have enough points, you can get anything. Besides, your combat power isn't high. Just buy a blood demon technique in the group and you can slaughter giants in no time. Krista calmed down a bit. Her Majesty the Queen, I never imagined that so many incredible things existed in this world. I've truly learned a lot today. Her Majesty, when would be a good time for me to go see Alan? Aoba pondered for a moment. Blockman, the sooner the better. We really don't know the exact date of the invasion, but we know it won't be long. Her Majesty the Queen, no problem. Krista moved quickly and immediately went to the edge of the wall to find Alan. She and Alan were responsible for different areas, so it would take them some time to get there. This is quite a journey. It's not short, at least for them in this era. It was only halfway through the afternoon when high school classes had already ended. Japanese high school students can usually leave around 3:30 p.m. You can go straight home, or you can stay at school and participate in various club activities. Aoba and Sora obviously don't have any club activities. Even if Kyan has become more cheerful than before, it doesn't mean she would immediately join a club and mingle with her classmates. However, when get out of class ended, Aoba ran into Arari first. I don't know if that person is a student or not, I haven't seen them come to class all day. Arari's tone was sarcastic. You haven't seen me all day, do you miss me? Aoba didn't care. Arari blushed instantly and gritted her teeth, saying, don't talk nonsense. Who would miss you? I was just speaking from a student's perspective. Okay, whatever you say goes. Aoba shrugged and said, since you don't miss me, does Sayuri miss me? Arari shouted, don't call my mom that so affectionately. It's weird. Just call her auntie properly. If Zyobei herself doesn't mind, why are you in such a hurry? Aoba gave Arari a strange look. Snort. Arari flicked her twin tails, not wanting to answer Aoba's question, but her face was flushed. It wasn't because she felt that calling her mother by her first name would make her seem like a peer, or that it would look strange if they got together in the future. Wrong. I would never be with him. Humph, I'll go back and tell my mom. That's how little girls are, they only talk to their mothers about things. Suddenly, a voice came. Arari glared angrily at the newcomer, what's it to you, you fat woman? Of course it doesn't matter, I just wanted to say a few words when I saw a certain tablet. Kashuma Jayaka Utah shrugged. Fat woman, small flat. Aoba always feels like he's in a chaotic battlefield. I'm leaving now, Kyan is still waiting for me. As soon as he finished speaking, he immediately began to moisten the wound. Utah and Arari remained in the same spot at Ryaka Hill. The two women stared at each other, and sparks seemed to fly where their gazes met. Arari, being a tsundere will only make you a loser. Then I won't just stick it on directly. Oh? So you're admitting you like Aoba-kun? I can help you with that. Arari was instantly defeated, her pretty face turning red, and she glared fiercely at Kazumajayaka Utah. Don't talk nonsense. Kazumajayaka Utah looked meaningfully at Arari as she left. She's not joking, being arrogant will only lead to defeat. They can't even give people a sense of crisis. Chapter 11. The night was bright and the stars were few. Kyung seems to have had a good day, she looks quite happy. Did you make any new friends? Okay. Aoba was somewhat surprised, she hadn't expected to actually make a new friend. Goodness, this is a major breakthrough for Kyung. From a previously withdrawn, homebound girl with no connections or income. Now I have friends. You've made great progress, Sora. He gave a thumbs up. Kyung's face was slightly flushed, but it was clear that she enjoyed King Yi's praise. Should we consider joining a club or organization next? Aoba is gradually making KY more cheerful. Therefore, social interaction is essential. However, if Kyung really doesn't like it, he won't force her. After all, there are people in the world who don't like being with others. Kyung Chun's situation is because she started from a very low point, so they have to use some strong medicine. Upon hearing this, Kyung surprisingly did not refuse. Ching, let me think about it. Oh? Aoba became interested, it's okay, think it over before you tell me. He went home with Kyung. Aoba also noticed something, it was too boring at home. No wonder Sora doesn't seem so resistant to joining clubs. It's probably due to his subtle influence on Kyung during this time that Kyung has changed, she should have always been a cheerful young girl. The next morning. Survival Days +1. Survival Reward, Monster Clearance Command. The number of days to survive has increased again. 302 days. Aoba glanced at the world command she had received. Monster Clearance can instantly eliminate all monsters within a 1000 square radius of you. One grid, in the real world, is 1 meter, or a radius of 1 kilometer. As for the criteria for determining monsters, those are determined by Aoba. It's a good thing. In the future, if there are too many small fry in the battle, just issue a few commands and you won't have to waste time doing it yourself. Today is a day off, and both Sora and Aoba are staying at home. Aoba was just thinking about whether to take Sora out to have some fun, like to an amusement park or something. A message came through the Multiverse Chat Group. Her Majesty, I have some bad news. I just arrived and met up with Aaron and the others, but we might be too late. The colossal titan has appeared. The retreating dwarven world. Krista stood atop the city wall, staring in horror at the scene before her. As a dazzling golden bolt of lightning descended from the sky, a colossal giant appeared. The colossal titan is several times taller than other ordinary titans, reaching heights of over 50 meters. Its enormous size and well-developed muscles give it a strong sense of oppression. The muscle texture on its body was fully exposed, with no skin at all, and the skull-like head was extremely disgusting. Despite being transformed from a human, this colossal giant is expressionless with empty eyes, as if devoid of any human emotions or consciousness, merely a destructive machine. And its title in Marley is God of Destruction. With a powerful kick aimed at the city wall by the colossal giant. Bang! The massive gate shattered with a crash, sending countless wood chips flying everywhere. Amidst the deafening roar, countless horrified screams filled the air. The immaculate giants, who had been wandering outside, came in after smelling the aroma. Ding! Your Majesty, live stream started. Everyone instantly flooded into the live stream room. Aoba is also there. Everyone witnessed this scene, which resembled a living hell. Countless humans fled, while countless giants, in their dazed state, devoured them. This scene is incredibly impactful. Su Chiao, this is outrageous. Is it really such a coincidence that you just happened to arrive, and the plot just started? Kojaizaki Nobara, this is a bit scary, colossal titan. Let's get out of here, Krista. Her Majesty the Queen, this slip? Krista was terrified, but she was still reluctant to run away. Don't be shameless, you're too kind. Zhang Holan was never a kind person, or rather, he knew how to hide his kindness. In this situation, he would definitely run away without hesitation. Kujizaki Nobara, run. That's the only advice we can give you. Her Majesty the Queen, escape. I can't say it. Everyone, is there really no other way? I can give you all the points I earned from checking in yesterday. Ding task issued. Task issuer, Her Majesty the Queen. Mission objective, defeat the colossal titan. Task reward, 6 points. After accepting the quest, you can go directly to the world where the quest giver is located. 6 points. Everyone in the chat group was stunned for a moment, then their eyes widened. A task system can be used like this. I never even thought of that. Her Majesty the Queen. These 6 points are what I earned from checking in yesterday. According to King Yi's understanding, there are currently several ways to earn points in chat groups. One of them is daily check-in. He also checked in yesterday and got 4 points. Awesome! This has unlocked yet another feature. Kujizaki Nobara, I don't care about only 6 points, but defeating the colossal titan. I'm afraid I can't do it. Su Chiao, it's so frustrating. Why am I just a little calamus? I can't play a role at such a crucial moment. Chapter 12. Ninja Sister, the colossal giant, is completely beyond our capabilities, but the mission doesn't limit the number of people. Can we all go together? Don't be shameless, if we go together, even if we can't defeat the colossal titan, at least we can save some people, right? Her Majesty the Queen, I'm so grateful that everyone has this intention. Thank you, thank you. Blockman, don't thank me yet. I'll take this quest. You guys shouldn't get involved. Getting bitten by a giant is no joke. Ding. The blocky character has accepted the quest. The quest acceptance channel will be closed after the quest giver travels to the world where the quest giver is located. Su Chiao? No, King Yi, is this okay? Aren't you in the everyday world? You don't have any superpowers, right? King Yi was too lazy to continue speaking in the group. Watching the live stream, and seeing the urgent situation, he didn't want to waste any time and immediately chose to head to the retreating dwarf world. Blocky man, I only said I live in the everyday world, not that I don't have superpowers. In the live broadcast footage, Aoba appeared in front of Krista in an instant. Both of them were standing on the roof. You're Aoba. Aoba nodded, it's me. A strange creature suddenly pounced. King Yi retaliated with a punch, instantly smashing the strange creature in front of him to pieces, its flesh and blood scattered all over the ground. They didn't pay attention to the surprised or shocked looks on other people's faces. Aoba looked around. The surrounding scenery was like hell on earth. Countless giants of filth chased after people. The sounds of fear rose and fell among the people. Some people were accidentally stepped on and died tragically. Some were put into mouths and then cut in half in the blink of an eye. Some people were crushed by collapsed houses. At this moment, Aoba finally understood the wicked things Berthold and Reiner had done. He spoke slowly. Monster clearing. In an instant. Within a radius of 1 kilometer, all the filth titans except for the colossal titan disappeared. Some people were still lying on the ground, and the giant's hand was already within reach. Close your eyes and wait to die. But the giant disappeared. Countless people stared blankly at their surroundings. What's going on? Has God intervened? Su Chiao, holy crap! Su Chiao stared intently at the scene in the live broadcast room, and was instantly dumbfounded. Holy crap! What the hell is this? What about the giants? Missing. Gone. Eaten. My brain is completely muddled. Su Jiao Jiao, what the hell is this ability? It wiped out so many pure giants with just a few words, and then just vanished? Without a sound. Ninja sister, hiss. Kujaizaki Nobara. Don't be shameless, what amazing skills. Words become law? Wow. Playing dumb to fool others. You can even use such divine methods as words becoming law. Boss King Yi, you've kept this from us for so long. All the group members stared wide-eyed at that moment. I watched this scene in disbelief. Aoba is also a time traveler. But he maintained throughout that he lived in an ordinary world with no superpowers. So everyone's impression of Aoba is actually that of an ordinary high school student who transmigrated. I never imagined that a casual display of skill would be so terrifying. Su Jiao Jiao, King Yi, didn't you say you lived in an ordinary world without superpowers? Blocky man, don't talk nonsense. When have I ever pretended to be a pig? And didn't I just say that I live in an ordinary world without superpowers? That doesn't mean I don't have superpowers. Krista looked at Aoba as if he were a god. That move just now really resembled the legendary words become law. Aoba. Hey, don't speak yet, things aren't over yet. The mission is to defeat the colossal titan. Aoba stopped Krista from saying anything more. The monster removal command is not without limitations. It can only eliminate people whose level is lower than Aoba's. The colossal giant could not possibly be of a higher level than Aoba. However, he deliberately left the colossal giant behind. The dwarven world will need this guy later, and he has decided to tell Krista not to follow the plot. Try your best to change the world's storyline. If Krista were to directly tell others that titans can be transformed from humans, no one would believe her. Let's provide a proof then. Command, fly. King Yi spoke slowly, her whole body becoming lighter, her feet slowly leaving the ground and hovering in the air. Flying, it's flying. Krista was dumbfounded. Under the watchful eyes of everyone, Aoba flew toward the colossal giant. The sudden turn of events caught Berthold somewhat off guard. He let out a violent roar. Roar. High-temperature steam suddenly burst forth. It seems they are trying to hide themselves. Meanwhile. Boom. Golden lightning flashed once more, and the armored giant descended from the wall, roaring as it slammed its massive fist down at Aoba. This guy must not be allowed to get near Berthold. Why are there such monsters inside the walls? He must be killed. Various thoughts echoed in Reiner's mind. The armored titan's face became even more ferocious. But Aoba found this behavior laughable. Is this guy trying to take on my Steve? Chapter 13. In Minecraft, the side length of a block is 1 meter. Steve can carry 36 stacks of items in his backpack, with each stack stackable up to 64. If we take the heaviest item, gold bullion, as an example, the weight of gold per cubic meter is approximately 19.3 tons. Therefore, the maximum weight Steve can carry is 36*64*19.3 equals 44,352 tons. Moreover, this is only Steve in his normal form. Steve's potential isn't limited to this. 8 gold coins plus 1 apple can be combined to create a golden apple. In other words, a golden apple is equal to 8 gold coins plus an apple, which is approximately 154,560.2 kilograms. Ultimately, this is roughly equivalent to having a force of 356 quadrillion kilograms. That's not all, there's also the power gained after exploiting a bug, but that's an unconventional method. Isn't it laughable that an armored titan is flexing its muscles in front of an entity that can easily lift 356 quadrillion kilograms? Aoba grabbed the armored titan's fist with his other hand. Reiner stared wide-eyed in disbelief, utterly shocked. This kind of power. King Yi didn't want to waste any more words, so he threw him to the ground. Bang! The armored titan's massive body, combined with Aoba's power, instantly created a large crater in the ground. Reiner's head was buzzing. All the bones in the armored titan's body were broken, and he was stuck in the middle of the crater in an extremely bizarre position, unable to move. Holy crap! A sarcastic comment follows. Su Jiao, this power, and I can even fly. So I'm the only transmigrator who's a clown. You transmigrators are all big shots. Wah. Su Jiao watched this scene with tears in her eyes. We were supposed to be little Karami together, so why did you suddenly declare yourself the emperor? I can't accept this. I can't accept this. Kojaizaki Nobara, that's outrageous. Such a huge giant was easily defeated. Block man, it's not that exaggerated. I'm just an ordinary Steve. Su Jiao, what the heck? Steve? Captain America? Even Captain America doesn't have this much power. Wait, could this be Steve from my world? Su Jiao was shocked. Holy crap! If it's Steve, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Controlling Enderman, battling the Ender Dragon, slaughtering Wither, countless glorious achievements echoed in her mind. I've killed zombies, slaughtered skeleton soldiers, annihilated ghosts, and slain dragons. She, the zombie slayer, the skeleton exterminator, Little Black, the dragon slayer, Tiff. It doesn't feel like that in a game, but in real life. This is truly a legend. I'll cook you later. King Yi had no idea that Su Jiao had so many thoughts running through her mind. Therefore, I didn't pay attention to the chat group. Aoba hadn't expected Reiner to come to him of his own accord. But since that's the case, let's hand both of them over to Krista. Berthold watched as Reiner was easily subdued. His weak character was filled with fear and anger. A huge palm, accompanied by hot steam, came rushing in. Aoba retaliated with a slap, smashing the colossal titan's arm away. Command, teleport. Teleportation command, can teleport to any location within sight. Aoba appeared instantly at the back of the neck of the colossal giant before it could even react. Faced with the scorching steam that could easily cook a person, he felt it wasn't as exciting as taking a sauna. He stuck his bare hand into the back of Berthold's neck and forcefully pulled him out. Ah! Berthold hadn't expected Aoba's target to be so clear it was him and let out an indescribable scream of terror. My mind is filled with only 2 words, I'm doomed. If they are seen, they won't be able to stay hidden inside the wall any longer. This guy isn't exactly cowardly, but he's certainly not brave either. Just thinking about the consequences. Even tears streamed down my face. I thought this guy was effeminate when I watched anime in my past life, but I didn't expect him to be so annoying. Aoba was getting annoyed by being called so much, so she casually sent a mute command over. Berthold was horrified to discover that he couldn't open his mouth. In addition to the mute command, Aoba also cast a prevent player from moving command, and Berthold found himself unable to move his body again. This means he can no longer transform into the colossal titan. It's all over. Aoba casually tossed it next to Krista. Krista was startled. When she actually saw that the person inside the giant's neck was Berthold, her expression was incredibly complex. Ignoring Krista, Aoba flew to the armored titan, which was constantly emitting steam and doing its best to repair itself, and dragged Reiner out in the same way. However, when facing Reiner, Aoba only issued a command to prevent the player from moving, he did not mute them. Reiner is undoubtedly many times more mature than Berthold. He stared intently at King Yi, his eyes bloodshot. Who exactly are you? King Yi chuckled and said, I am Steve, and I will not change my name or surname. Steve? A name I've never heard of before. Who on earth is this person? However, Reiner didn't have time to think about it further. Because he was soon thrown in front of the goddess of his dreams by Aoba. Having revealed his identity in front of the goddess and noticing Krista's incredibly complex expression, Reiner helplessly lowered his head. Kill us. Chapter 14. Reiner likes Krista. This is an undeniable fact. He displayed an elder brother-like demeanor within the training corps. It wasn't an act. This guy was brainwashed from a young age in Malay into believing that everyone on Paradise Island was a demon. Upon arriving at Paradise Island, they discovered that the content of the brainwashing was completely different from what they had been taught. They are human beings too, they have feelings. Deep down, he was more inclined to side with these people. However, as a soldier, he had his own mission. Inner struggle and entanglement. As a result, a second personality was created. Now, seeing Krista, Reiner is struggling with his inner conflict once again. What should we do with them now? Krista ignored Reiner and looked at Aoba instead. She was already disappointed in the two people in front of her. Seeing them reminds me of the millions of people who died because of them. Berthold and Reiner were no less than demons in her eyes. Leave it to the Survey Corps, they have their own methods. Aoba hadn't finished speaking yet. Upon noticing the situation, the members of the training corps flew over using their 3D maneuver gear. Many of the faces were familiar to Aoba. Aaron, Mikasa, Jean, Armin, Annie. They shielded Krista behind them, watching Aoba warily. Alan glared at Aoba as if he were an enemy. Who are you? Why did you do this to Reiner and Berthold? Let them go. Aoba touched his nose. It seemed these people had misunderstood. Indeed, he didn't witness firsthand the scene where he pulled Reiner and Berthold from the back of the Titan's neck. When these people see the two people lying on the roof, they will definitely misunderstand. Only. You have the nerve to call him Alan? Don't be shameless, damn, he gets angry just seeing Alan like this, is he manic or something? Sister Shinobu, is this what you should say to the people who helped them? Kojaizaki Nobara, Aaron during this period was really annoying. He only had anger and nothing else. Ugh, he had no sense of propriety and was always getting himself killed. If it weren't for Mikasa and the others, Aaron would have died 800 times over. Su Jiao, at Cubaman, we have to teach this kid a lesson and let him know why Steve is called a legend. Aoba's lips curled into a mocking smile, and he stopped Krista from explaining with a look, I won't let you go, so what? As he spoke, he grabbed Berthold with one hand. Look, these are your good colleagues who want to help you. Will you feel any guilt? Berthold, who was silenced and immobilized, was unable to struggle. His eyes flickered as he looked at the familiar faces who were angry because of him, and he could only close them. Hearing what he said, a cold glint flashed in Ani's eyes. Let him go. Alan became even angrier and charged forward. Ani, not to be outdone, followed closely beside him. The two attacked Aoba together. Krista closed his eyes, unable to bear it any longer. The power to slap away the entire arm of a colossal giant. If those two go up there, aren't they just asking to be sent to their deaths? As expected. In the blink of an eye, Alan and Annie were already lying on the ground. He clutched his abdomen in disbelief, sweating profusely from the pain. Only in this way can you still think about avenging your mother. No, actually it's not impossible. If you want to avenge your mother, you can just commit suicide. Aoba showed no mercy in mocking Alan. In the early stages of the anime, he also expressed his regret for Aaron. After all, his mother was dead, and his father was dead too. Later, the truth was revealed, Alan's mother's death was entirely due to Alan himself. One of the abilities of the Titans is the ability to see the memories of future Titan successors. Then add the power of the founding Titan. The future Alan will be able to transcend time and space and convey his thoughts. In order to make his younger self follow his wishes, Aaron in the future manipulated the Titans and killed his own mother. Why did your mother die? Because of yourself. Why are you asking Reiner? At this moment, Alan clearly did not understand Aoba's meaning, and continued to clutch his stomach in pain. Just a simple punch caused him excruciating pain, as if his internal organs had shifted. Feeling bored, Aoba kicked Alan again, sending him slid several meters sideways across the rooftop. Alan! This caused everyone to gasp in surprise. Mikasa could no longer hold back and glared at him fiercely. Unfortunately, he was easily captured by Aoba. He truly is one of Alan's best dogs. Aoba grabbed Mikasa's chin. Mikasa met Aoba's gaze without flinching. I am not Aaron's dog. But you acted like a dog. Aoba clicked his tongue and said, what a pity, Alan didn't treat you like a human being either. Hey, Alan, stand up and talk. Unfortunately, Aaron was still in pain, so he could only grit his teeth and say, Mikasa. I don't need your help, I'm going to beat him up myself. Mikasa. Aoba laughed, can't you stand up and talk? You hot-blooded kid. UBD. Everyone was about to rush forward. Even though Aoba told her not to speak. Krista couldn't hold back any longer. Chapter 15. Everyone, calm down. This is my friend, not an enemy. Everyone was stunned when he said that. What is that? Friend? Alan was also stunned for a moment. So he just got beaten up for nothing? However, he would never forgive the other person for saying such things. Krista and his companions explained. The Multiverse Chat Group has been hidden. I only said that Aoba was a friend from afar. Even so, the message it conveys is explosive enough. What? Are giants transformed from humans? That colossal titan and the armored titan are Berthold and Reiner. Aaron, Mikasa, Jean, Armin, Sasha, and the others stared in disbelief at the two lying on the ground. Berthold cannot speak. Reiner, however, dared not speak. Kaitakeo, fell to the ground and couldn't get up. Ani lowered her head immediately, feeling somewhat horrified. As expected, it was exposed. Fortunately, no one knew she was a giantess. There is still room for maneuver. Liner, is this real? Liner, say something. Tell me, is this true? Alan didn't even care about the pain anymore. He roared with an extremely ferocious expression. No. It can't be. How could a human possibly become a giant? This caused cold sweat to continuously drip down their foreheads. I can't believe it. Only Armin's body was trembling slightly. As intelligent as he was, he had already sensed something was amiss. Reiner had given up on making excuses. He can't move at all now and is at the mercy of others. What's the point of sophistry? He slowly raised his head, his gaze indifferent. It's me. I am the armored titan. For a moment, the air went quiet. Alan suddenly sprang into action, his fists pounding into Alan's face repeatedly. UBD! UBD! Do you know how many people have died because of you? Do you know my mother died there too? UBD, just die. Aoba kicked Alan, sending him flying dozens of meters. Don't act rashly. What if you kill someone? That would be a huge problem. Alan lay on the ground, his eyes rolling back. But he kept muttering the word BD under his breath. No one dared to say anything to Aoba, and no one dared to make a move. Although Reiner has already admitted it. But this is just too unbelievable, we must report it to Commander Erwin. He wiped the cold sweat from his forehead and said in a trembling voice. Let Krista go, don't get involved. Aoba's words immediately drew everyone's attention to Krista. Krista was no longer the shy young girl she had been before. She took a deep breath and nodded. Aoba released Mikasa from his grasp. Mikasa seemed very angry that Aoba had attacked Aaron, so she looked at him with a hostile gaze. Stop looking. It won't kill me if you're watching. If you really want to kill me, get stronger. Aoba ignored Mikasa and looked at Krista. The mission is complete, so I'll be leaving. Wait, wait. Krista suddenly called out to Aoba. Aoba-kun. I know that your presence is already the biggest help to me. But is there any way to repair the city wall? If the city walls aren't repaired, the giants from nearby will still come in. Aoba only cleared out the giants within a radius of 1 kilometer. Giants exist a kilometer away. Sooner or later they'll come in because they smell it. It's nothing, we're all group members, we help each other out. Aoba nodded, and then flew up in front of everyone. His inexperienced fellow trainees never imagined he could actually fly. Everyone stared wide-eyed, dumbfounded, as King Yi flew to the city wall. If we can stop the giant, the stones should be enough. Aoba's survival rewards include not only commands but also items. For example, mud, stones, silver nuggets, etc. They were all in his backpack. With a wave of his right hand, King Yi patched up the damaged city wall with stones, and soon the repairs were complete. This move was almost like creating something out of thin air. This left the onlookers, who were watching from afar, speechless with shock once again. This further confirmed Su Qiao's suspicions. Su Qiao, that's right. Absolutely right. It's definitely Steve. Isn't this the same method Steve uses to build houses in Minecraft? After repairing the city wall, King Yi flew back again. Thank you, Aoba-kun. Krista was extremely grateful. Armin and the others didn't have a very good impression of Aoba at first sight. But things have completely changed now. They all looked at King Yi with utter admiration, seeing that she could fly and create things out of thin air. This is practically a god. A god sent down from heaven to save them. Thank you so much, thank you so much. Grandmaster Shinmei. Before leaving, Aoba even kindly helped up Ani, who was still lying on the ground pretending to be unconscious. Then, taking advantage of that brief moment when the two were close together, he said in a low voice, I advise you not to have any other ideas, don't even think about touching Krista. Reiner and Berthold must be handed over to Erwin. Chapter 16. Ani stopped pretending, opened her eyes, and looked at King Yi. You are clearly a god, why are you biased towards them? Shouldn't gods treat all beings equally? Clearly, she also regarded Aoba as a god. Ha! Aoba chuckled and said, to you, I am indeed no different from a god, but the so-called equality of all beings is a joke to me. Besides, I am not biased towards them. I'm on Krista's side, understand? So stop thinking about your damn Malay. It's not far from being destroyed. I hope you'll be smarter when choosing sides. His words were quite clear. Desperate. You stand with Marley, and you die too. No one has seen you, the giantess, yet you haven't killed anyone, so there's still a chance. Don't let it slip by. Aoba wasn't joking. Even if he hadn't come here. Krista used the power of the Multiverse Chat Group. They wanted to control Malay. Isn't that something that can be easily accomplished, effortlessly and decisively? Ani fell silent. She was at a loss for words. But her identity has already been exposed. All you can do now is obey. By the time Aoba helped Ani up, both of their expressions had already adjusted. Ani remained the same as usual, except for a slight pain. After all, she had just been knocked to the ground by Aoba. In that case, farewell. After King Yi uttered those words, then it disappeared without a sound. Armin, Jean, and the others exchanged bewildered glances, swallowed hard, and stood there dumbfounded. Back home. Ding, mission complete. Task completer, Block Man. Task reward, 6 points. Byte. The Block Man changes the world's storyline and earns a reward of 1,500 points. Changing the world's plot will also reward you with points. Aoba's current score has reached 1,510 points. It must be the most in all the chat groups across different worlds. He opened the group store and found nothing that could improve his strength. After all, there aren't many strong players in the world that the group members come from. Bite. Her Majesty the Queen changes the world's storyline, reward, 500 points. And Krista, a native of this world. They also received the reward of changing the world's storyline. Wow, I'm so envious. Is this even allowed? I wish I had gone too, then I could have at least gotten some free stuff. Kojaizaki Nobara, shameless. What does this have to do with you? You're so brazen about leeching points, you truly have no shame. Sister Ren, one is 1,500, and the other is 500. Aoba-kun has become the richest person in our group. Her Majesty the Queen, this, 500 points. Her Majesty, I shouldn't have taken these 500 points, at Cubaman, Aoba-kun, I'll give you all the points. As she spoke, she immediately sent a red envelope. That's so honest. Kojaizaki Nobara, the difference is obvious. See that, Jongholan? Look closely, learn from this is the normal reaction of a normal person. Shameless, hee, I'm sorry, I'm just a dark rat in the sewers, and you are all noble and righteous humans. I'm sorry, sob sob sob. Tears welling up. King Yi touched her nose. They immediately returned the red envelope. Blocky man, keep it, it'll definitely come in handy later. The issues over there haven't been completely resolved yet. Block man, besides, you should also keep these 500 points. If you hadn't issued the mission, I wouldn't have gone to your world, and naturally I wouldn't have been able to change the world's plot. Some of the things you did indeed change the world's plot, such as coming here to find Alan, which also changed the world's plot. The chat group's judgment is correct. Aoba's words made Krista feel that the 500 points weren't so bad after all. Moreover, the matter is indeed not yet resolved. These 500 points can be very useful. Her Majesty the Queen, in that case, I'll accept it. Her Majesty the Queen, thank you, Aoba-kun. Blocky man, oh, we're all on the same side, there's no need to be so polite, I'm not used to it. Don't be shameless, yet, Krista, stop being so polite. Didn't you see what our boss King Yi just said? He's on your side. Indeed, Aoba and Ani's voices were soft just now. However, because Krista was streaming live, everyone in the chat room still heard it. Don't be shameless, hee, maybe boss King Yi thinks you're cute and has feelings for you. Don't worry about it so much, good luck. Winks. Krista blushed instantly. Her Majesty the Queen, WH. What, don't talk nonsense. Cube man, at shameless, shameless. Didn't your dad beat you enough when you were a kid? Should I help your dad? Krista and I are just friends. Jongholan instantly recalled the scene of King Yi slapping away the entire arm of the colossal giant. Then think about how Aoba beat him up in the same way his own father beat him up. Moment. My body shuddered, and goosebumps rose on my skin. Damn it, what's wrong with me? How dare I flirt with someone? Chapter 17. I was wrong, Boss King Yi, I was wrong. Please spare my life. My frail body can't take your beating. You can scold me, but please don't hit me. Cube man, Jongholan, you really have no shame. You're flexible and adaptable, good lad. Aoba could already picture the kid rubbing his hands together in front of the screen, begging for mercy in a cheeky manner. Of course, Jongholan is both flexible and adaptable. You can also call me by another name. Kojaizaki Nobara, that shameless guy, Bai Lian, is a complete scoundrel. Block man, begging me won't work. Go find Krista. Shameless, at your majesty, Your Majesty, I was really wrong, I didn't dare to say anything out of line, please scold me. Sister Ren, you're really asking to be scolded, aren't you? Shameless. This is called retreating to advance, let them insult me first, so they won't hit me. Zhang Hulan stood with her hands on her hips, looking incredibly cool. Humph, a bunch of mortals, how could they possibly understand my profound thoughts? Her Majesty, it's all right, you don't need to call me Queen, it's just a small matter. For some reason, when Aoba said that her relationship with him was purely platonic, Krista breathed a sigh of relief, but also felt a little conflicted. Of course, it's not that I've fallen for Aoba, we've only known each other for such a short time. But for someone like Aoba, who is handsome, capable, and appears to save her from dire straits, it's impossible for me to say I don't like them. Shameless, Your Majesty, you are such a kind person. Block man, that's despicable, Krista. If it were me, I would beat him up first. Her Majesty the Queen, it's all right, after all, Bai Lian is so shameless, there will definitely be other opportunities later, chuckles. Kojaizaki Nobara, ha ha ha. Well said. Well said. Gives a thumbs up. Shameless. Shameless, Your Majesty, you've been corrupted by them. Give me back my innocent queen. Su Jiao, at Cubaman, why, King Yi, why didn't you tell me that you, Cubaman, were Steve's doing? Blocky man, you didn't even ask. Who just announces their own identity directly? Shameless, what are you talking about? What Steve? Is he that awesome? Su Jiao, you've killed zombies, wiped out skeletons, killed slimes, and slayed dragons. Do you even know how valuable Steve is? As she spoke, Su Jiao uploaded a video. Minecraft, Steve, burning cut. Start with zombies. To the skeleton soldiers. To Xiao He. Then come the various bosses. Wither, slime, ender dragon. They had all the cards on their hands, but in the end they all fell to Steve. Aoba also clicked to take a look. Then I was filled with questions. It's really exciting, but why is it just game footage? Kojaizaki Nobara, this blocky guy, is that Aoba? No wonder Aoba's name in the group is Blocky Guy. Don't be shameless, holy crap, I'm dying of laughter. This Blocky Guy looks so funny. The user Shameless has been banned from posting for 365 days. Zhang Hulan? Su Jiao, don't you dare speak disrespectfully to my god of the world. Sister Ren, although the game graphics aren't that realistic, if this were a real person, just like Xiao said, he would be a legend. Kojaizaki Nobara, yeah, I can't even imagine how terrifying those monsters would be in real life. Steve's legendary life. Game visuals are game visuals. Humans are capable of imagination. If these things are real. No, it's real. Isn't Aoba right in front of them? Su Jiao, that's a must. Just the title of Dragon Slayer alone is enough to scare away countless people. Her Majesty the Queen, so Aoba-kun's background is quite impressive. Blocky man. He went on and on about how great he was in the group chat. Aoba was a little unaccustomed to it. The daytime seemed to pass very slowly, it always felt like a long time had passed before evening was approaching. After dinner, Aoba played video games, while Sora watched anime. Around 9 o'clock at night, a phone call suddenly came into Aoba's phone. Who is it that's calling me so late? Aoba answered the phone casually, hello. Junior King Yi, it's me. Come quick, I've encountered something terrible. Kashuma Jayaka Utah's voice sounded very anxious on the phone. There was fear and horror. What? Aoba suddenly stood up from the table, did we run into a pervert? Senior, hang in there, I'm coming right away. Kashuma Jayaka Utah paused for a moment before saying, I'm not a pervert, Aoba-kun. Don't let these things fill your mind. Japan is very sensitive to perverts these days. So what exactly happened? Aoba was just joking. If she were a pervert, Kazuma Yuta definitely wouldn't act like that. Anyway, things are complicated. Come to the back mountain quickly, and you'll see for yourself. The back of the mountain. Aoba has arrived. Kazuma Yuta hid behind a tree. Kazuma Yuta stared at the dragon in front of her with an incredibly complex and shocked expression. Chapter 18. That's right, it's a dragon. The dragon was enormous, with a length exceeding tens of meters. Scales covered its powerful muscles, shimmering with a brilliant and vibrant blue. However, a sword was stuck in the back of this giant dragon. Even so, it could not stop its extremely fierce aura. Junior Aoba, do you know why I didn't tell you over the phone? Kazuma Yuta's expression was complicated. A dragon, it's a dragon. Its appearance is enough to shake the entire world. So why did you come to the back mountain? Aoba gave Kazuma Yuta a strange look. Kazuma Yuta blushed. She would never admit that she was so engrossed in thinking about the plot of a light novel that she accidentally walked for a long time and ended up in the back mountain. No one would believe this if I told them. Saying it will only make people think I'm making excuses. She didn't know that Aoba would absolutely believe it. Are these kinds of things rare in the world of anime and manga? Isn't this the time to be focusing on these things, Junior Aoba? Kazuma Yuta didn't bother to explain, but instead looked at the giant dragon. Even when many things happen, Kazuma Yuta's expression never changes. Even at this time, things couldn't calm down. A little heart was pounding. A dragon. It's a dragon. Who can remain calm? Who can finally find peace? Oh, Aoba can do it. Why isn't he surprised at all? What's so surprising? It's just a dragon. Aoba looked at the giant dragon in front of him with great curiosity. I just didn't expect that dragons actually exist in this world. You. Kazuma Yuta stared wide-eyed at Aoba. Don't do that. Aoba shrugged and slowly walked out from behind the tree. Kazuma Yuta's pupils dilated violently, and she shouted in a small but excited voice, Aoba-senpai, what are you doing? Come in quickly, let's call the police. Aoba said nonchalantly, I told you long ago that magic exists in this world. I have no idea how to write light novels. This sentence caused Kazuma Yuta's mind to freeze for a moment. Wait. Etc. Aoba really knows magic. It doesn't look fake, otherwise people wouldn't be so unsurprised to see a dragon. She encountered so many things tonight. Junior Aoba. Aoba ignored the calls from her senior behind her. He came before the dragon. Kazuma Yuta gritted her teeth and actually followed. If the dragon is alerted, will she be able to escape? Even in death, I will die alongside my junior, Aoba. Aoba glanced at Kazuma Yuta with surprise. Then she quietly reached out and grabbed Kazuma Yuta's small hand. The warmth of her hands put the senior student at ease. Even facing a giant dragon at such close range, her body was still trembling slightly, and she closed her eyes, unable to look directly at it. Senior, this is what a normal girl should be like. Aoba made a joke. Kazuma Yuta felt the mischievous hand on her small hand, blushed, and scolded, what are you doing at a time like this, Junior? I am giving you strength. After King Yi finished speaking in a serious tone, he looked at the giant dragon. I never expected that. I thought this was a normal everyday crossover anime world. Can dragons even exist? He recognized the identity of the giant dragon in front of him at a glance. Thor. Taru from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Yuta-senpai, you're such a lucky star to me, otherwise I would have missed out on Taru, the little dragon maid. Aoba and Kazuma Yuta are, after all, two different people. Thor had heard their commotion long ago. She sensed the presence of these two humans in front of her. She suddenly opened her eyes and roared. Boom! A terrifying aura emanated from its vertical pupils. And that gaping, blood-red mouth. Kashomajayaka Utah was immediately so frightened that she froze and closed her eyes. Quiet down, Taru. You're scaring Utah-senpai. Aoba pressed a hand over Thor's mouth, forcibly shutting it shut. Thor's once sharp vertical pupils seemed to instantly become simple and innocent as he stared blankly at Aoba. This human is incredibly strong. Oh my god, are they chasing me? Kashomajayaka Utah also witnessed this scene, and she looked at Aoba in shock. Junior Aoba, could it be that you really know magic? I feel like I've entered an incredible world. Aoba read Thor's thoughts from her eyes and slowly said, I'm not one of those people. I just want to help you pull out that sword. Now let go of your mouth. Don't scream, or I'll spank you. I'll spank you? Is this definitely not flirting? Kashomajayaka Utah's eyes turned somewhat strange. Junior Aoba's quirks are so peculiar. Could she possibly lose to a dragon of unknown gender? Oh, it's not that the gender is unknown. Because when Aoba released the dragon's mouth, a crisp sound came from the other person's mouth. Human, what exactly do you want to do? It's a female dragon. Of course I'm here to save you. Don't you want to be saved? Kashomajayaka Utah's expression toward Aoba became even stranger. Chapter 19. Aoba was unaware that Utah-senpai's expression towards him had changed drastically. There was a hint of regret and pain in his eyes. What a wonderful junior, Aoba. It's unbelievable. He was negotiating with the little female dragon in front of him. Thor was a bit silly and simple-minded, but she could also sense that the human in front of her didn't mean her any harm. Wait for me. Aoba released Kashomajayaka Utah's small hand, leaped up, and landed on Taru's back. This jumping ability, it must be at least 6 or 7 meters. Kashomajayaka Utah watched this scene in shock. Jumping 4 meters on flat ground, is that really something a human can do? Keep in mind that the world record for pole vaulting is only a little over 7 meters. Don't go too far. Wrong. Even dragons have appeared. Is that jumping ability outrageous? Kashomajayaka Utah said she didn't want to talk and just wanted to watch quietly. Give up, humans. This is a divine sword. No ordinary person could possibly pull out the divine sword. Sigh, you have no idea how powerful that god is. Thor was a bit talkative, with his eyes closed, shaking his head. His tone was tinged with disappointment, resentment, and anger. But the next moment, she felt her body, which had felt suppressed just moments before, suddenly become extremely relaxed. Thor slowly opened his eyes. Aoba was already standing in front of her, holding the divine sword. This sword isn't as good as I imagined. He was somewhat disappointed. Divine swords and such. Aoba's assessment was that it was inferior to the diamond sword. He casually tossed the divine sword onto the ground as if it were trash. You. Tolby Kashomajayaka Utah was even more shocked. No one knew the true value of the divine sword better than her. Yet this human in front of me so easily plucked it off. In an instant, Thor's eyes lit up with love and excitement. Lord Aoba! What the heck? Kashomajayaka Utah's body stiffened as if struck by lightning. Should we call the adults? Watching Thor keep nudging Aoba with his head. Aoba, on the other hand, had a face full of helplessness but unable to hide a doting smile. Kashomajayaka Utah involuntarily took a step back. My heart aches. Ching. Junior King Yi. She never took Arari seriously. But what if the opponent is a dragon? Kashomajayaka Utah has absolutely no idea how to compete with her opponent. Junior Aoba, why do you like dragons? This XP is so weird. However, is it really as Kashomajayaka Utah thinks? That's not good at all. Our senior has already formed a preconceived notion. Aoba's smile wasn't the kind that couldn't hide her doting affection. It's not that they're helpless, but rather that they're truly out of desperation. Getting close to pretty girls is out of the question. Who wants to cuddle with a dragon? Don't you like me like this? Thor seemed to realize something. In an instant, a magic circle rose up beneath its feet. A white light enveloped her body, and her enormous form rapidly shrank until her human appearance became visible beneath the light. Mwah! It sounded like a bubble being popped. An incredibly beautiful girl appeared in front of the two of them. Behind it was a huge dragon tail, and on its head were two dragon horns. Beautiful dragon girl. However, this beautiful girl seems to be. They weren't wearing clothes. Thor pounced and landed directly on Aoba. Lord Aoba. Honestly, Aoba is great. But put on your clothes. Does Lord Aoba not like this? Thor instantly transformed into a beautiful girl dressed in a maid outfit. Call. Although I am very unhappy with Thor's act of nudity. But Kashomajayaka Utah was at least relieved. After all, although the dragon girl is a dragon girl. But you still look like a person, right? If she looks like a human, then she still has a chance. At least not a female dragon. If Aoba knew what Kashomajayaka Utah had been thinking from beginning to end, I would absolutely be unable to resist pulling down her skirt and then spanking her like crazy. In her eyes, he was actually a man who could have thoughts about the mother dragon? Are you kidding me? What should we do with her now?